I'm Matthew Shell. I'm a music producer and engineer, and just happy to be here. I've been playing piano since I was 3 years old, and I picked up my main instrument of guitar in high school, and that became the instrument I love the most. Fell in love with it and started writing songs, and yeah, came all started to come together. By the end of high school, I had already written 300 songs. So, been playing a long time. I'm 41 now, so if you can imagine, it's been a while. I mean, it can be from anything, but especially when I'm working with other people, I just want to talk to them and see their story, and see what's going on in their life, because that's the best place to pull from. Never be afraid to get in a room where everyone's smarter and better than you. So that's it. Like so many people, they let their egos control their career progression. And to me, I'd rather everybody that I work with be better. Seeing how certain people work, like Paul Jackson Jr., he's an incredible guitarist. Um, and seeing how he layered things more than I would expect for a guitar solo. It wasn't just rhythm guitar and guitar solo. He had guitar stabs, he had wah pedal, he had everything was in stereo. So if he did one take a rhythm guitar, there'd be a left and right version where he played the same thing, but I mean that I was expecting, but to see all the different layers, and this was like 15 years ago, but that just sparked in my mind like, oh, he's doing it like you would record a vocalist. It's cool to see that. So I just remember that technique when I was mixing his track. Whoa, there's way more layers than I was expecting. So that just made me in the future realize it's okay to layer even in the jazz world. Um, Another example of learning from someone, Trey Ely, is a flute player, a flautist, and he had the other approach where, as a jazz musician, you do one take and that's it. And that was really telling and interesting to be in the studio work with him because, for instance, on the song Beauty and Freedom, he had heard the arrangement. It's a 10-minute song. And he said, I'm just going to do one take, make sure the mic's on. He comes in, he does it, and he leaves, right? And that was it. But it was perfect. It really made the track. And he said, don't edit it. Just let it be where it is. I was like, no, I got you. And it was interesting to see that very focused adherence to jazz heritage. I learned from him in the regards like, okay, I'll be very sensitive to jazz musicians to not mention I want to chop up your solo. Like when he said that, it made me want to have a conversation, talk to him and understand. And then he told me a lot about that aspect of the history of jazz. And if it's a solo, you never want to chop it because the soloist is telling a story or expressing an emotion and you want to capture it start to finish. And that's really an integral part of something I kept when I worked with other people. When it's not call and response, when it's call and response, there's back and forth, and it could be takes and different things. But when it's like a full solo where one person's doing their thing, like just let them do their thing. So I'm always creating, so I try to just let it be an expression of what I might be going through at that time. I just find it really important to think through why am I making it. What is the meaning behind it? For instance, I have a song called Protest Injustice. It was completely inspired by like all of the events of the past couple years, the police brutality, all the things that have been reasons why we protest and speak up for those who might not have as strong of a voice. Nature's Kiss, a song, is inspired by the importance of taking care of Mother Nature, taking care of our earth. So yeah, everything comes from like a real place, and no lyrics or with lyrics. It's important to be inspired and think through and feel why you're making things. Key thing a lot of people don't realize about why we're here on earth is to create. And I feel like that's a big part, a big ingredient that so many people just live their everyday life and they don't tap into their artistic side or their need to create. And if you don't do that, that's why there's so many unhappy people. So I think that's one of the reasons I in general, on my general level, is pretty happy because I am constantly creating and making art. So I don't try to say one way of approaching things. There could be just a sound, or it could be an engineering technique that I learned, or it could be like anything could be the spark that starts the inspiration for a song. And I say just bring into your music and your art whatever you went through that day, because it'll feel more real and raw in the recording. A lot of my creativity has been driven by the engineering side, and pushing the boundaries of engineering in the arrangement of music, not being afraid to do key changes on the bridge, not being afraid to layer on songs where, in general, jazz is more minimal, but for my sound, there's electronic elements here and there, and to make it a little different and a little more full. But because of that, because engineering sparks my creativity a lot, and how things are made, um, Dolby Atmos, surround sound, jumping into that world just made sense. And so that's part of the creativity. Now it's like, okay, I know if I make a song for Dolby Atmos, there can be stuff in the ceiling, there can be sounds behind you, there can be more that you can put into it to take things to the next level.